President Donald Trump bars transgender people from serving in the military in any capacity. He cites medical costs and disruption. This morning, the Pentagon seemed unaware of the president's decision. By this afternoon, some Republicans admonished it. Correspondent Mark Irons has more from inside the briefing room. Good evening, Mark.
Good evening, Lauren. At today's White House press briefing, there were a lot of questions about the president's position. In his surprise tweet, he says he came to this decision after consulting with his generals and military experts.
President Trump says on Twitter, "Please be advised that the United States government will not accept or allow transgender individuals to serve in any capacity in the U.S. military. Our military must be focused on decisive and overwhelming victory and cannot be burdened with the tremendous medical cost and disruption that transgender in the military would entail. Thank you." Today, newly appointed Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders explains the president's position.
This was a military decision. This was about military readiness. This was about unit cohesion. This was about resources within the military and nothing more.
Family Research Council President Tony Perkins applauds the president for keeping his promise to return to military priorities.
Not only do military leaders think open transgenderism is not good for the military, the vast majority of Americans do not think it is a good idea either.
But others, including Alabama Republican Senator Richard Shelby, says it's just not fair.
Well, I think you ought to treat everybody fairly and you ought to give everybody a chance to serve.
The Catholic Church teaches that those who struggle with their gender should be treated with love and mercy, but everyone, man and woman, should acknowledge and accept his sexual identity. And Pope Francis has addressed the issue, saying gender theory causes confusion, denies reality, and destroys the family.
One study estimates there are around 2,500 transgender service members in active duty out of about 1.3 million troops, but the Pentagon has refused to release any of its own numbers, and they've directed all questions here to the White House. Lauren.
Mark, what is the White House saying about transgender troops currently serving? Are they going to be kicked out?
Well, that is something that is not clear. Sarah Huckabee Sanders says it's an issue that the Department of Defense and the White House will have to look at as lawful implementation of this presidential directive takes place.
Correspondent Mark Irons at the White House. Thank you, Mark.